Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So obviously today I'm not doing a tutorial. I'm just going to be reviewing the different foundations that I have in my kit. And I believe I have 7 of the foundations out of my kit here to review for you guys. And I don't really wear all of these. I've tried them out before, but I'm not going to have my shade in each of these foundations. But I will be telling you guys which shades I do have available. And if you'd like to see me test these out in another video, then you can just comment below, but I'm going to go ahead and get started. So first I have my baby that I love so much already, and I've only had it for like 3 months. My NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation, and it's a long name, I don't know why, but it's great. So I got this foundation at Sephora for $48 plus taxes like $52, so it's kind of on the expensive side. It's a high-end foundation, but I will say that it is really luminous. Like the overall look, I love it. Like I have it on right now, plus my highlight and contour and everything else, but it just matches my skin tone. It's easy to blend, and it just gives me like a really nice glow. Like I really like it. So, and I am in the shade, well, it says, I guess there's categories for the foundation overall. So the category is the medium dark 3, but my actual color, my shade in this foundation is Cadiz. So this is my favorite. And if I had to pick a con for this foundation, I think I would just say that it's medium coverage, meaning if you saw my foundation routine video that I previously posted, I said that I use like 2 to 3 pumps of this, only because using like 1 to 2 doesn't really give me the coverage that I expect when I use a foundation. So next I have my MAC Pro Longwear Foundation in the color NC45. And I mean, this was good for me back then, but now that I look at it, it's kind of like orange, like really orange compared to my face. So I might go down a shade if I decide to use this foundation again. I think this cost me like between $30 to $33 at MAC and Macy's. I will say that the coverage is medium to full, which I do like. But a con for me would be, which is not just with this foundation, but I've seen it with a lot of the MAC products that I've used in the past, that after a while it starts to dry out and get a little stiff. Like my laugh lines and everything will be kind of like stuck. So if you do decide to get this foundation, because it is a really good foundation, I would just either prime my face with whatever primer I'm using and mix my foundation with a little face moisturizer or something just to keep it a little more creamy. Or I don't know, just make sure my face is really moisturized before I use it, because it does, for me, dry my face out just a little bit. So, and the last pro that I have for this MAC foundation would be that it does come, sorry it's a little dirty, but it does come with a pump. Again, this is a Pro Longwear Foundation. Not all of them come with a pump. Some just come with like a little screw-on top. But this does come with a pump, and I love that. All you have to do is like shift it from side to side, and one side is pump, one side is it stops the pump from coming out. So that is a good quality that this does have. So look out for that. Next, I have a drugstore foundation by Salma Hayek. It's called Nuance, and it's a really cute little bottle. It's like a little glass bottle with flowers and stuff on it. And I got this foundation at CVS for around between $12 and $15. Now, I don't really remember, but I'm going to just say it was maybe like $14. I don't know. I got it a while ago. But it's the Flawless Finish Liquid Foundation by Salma Hayek. And I really did like this drugstore foundation. I used it maybe like 5 months ago, right before I got the NARS foundation. I used this, and I ran out of the bottle rather quickly because, like I said, I like full coverage, and for me this was kind of like medium coverage. It didn't really cover up a lot, but I just liked the way it settled into my skin. It like gave me a glow. It was really lightweight, and this shade is the medium deep warm number 285, and it like matched my skin perfectly. Like it was just perfect. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to add anything to it. It was just a perfect match. And it was my first time buying it. I just randomly picked it up, pumped it out, swatched it, and it was cool. So yeah, if I had to choose a con, you already know what I'm going to say. It wasn't full coverage, which is a big thing for me. But other than that, it was pretty good. So, Nuance. Any drugstore should have it, like CVS and Walgreens. I think maybe Walmart and Target have, I'm not sure. I haven't bought it from there before, but you can check it out. Next, I have my Fit Me Matte Poreless Foundation. And I got this from CVS as well. And I know for a fact that they sell them at CVS, Walgreens, Target, and Walmart. I don't know where else, but I really stick to, if I go to like drugstores, CVS, because it's really close to where I live. And yeah. So this is the Fit Me Matte Poreless, and I'm in the shade 230. Excuse me, I'm not in the shade. The shade that I have for my clients is 230. When I wore this foundation, I think I had a light shade kind of like this one and a little bit darker shade, and I mixed them to get like a perfect match. But this is not my exact shade. You can't really tell, but it's kind of on the lighter side, like my hand lighter. It's not really, it doesn't really have the warm tone like my face does. But I will say that it's really lightweight, like the Sonia Cusack. I remember that I did use this over the summer, like the previous summer. I used this just when I was like going out for the day, just because I didn't want any like heavy, like thick foundation sinking into my face and the sun making me sweat. No. So I did this. I used this because it was really lightweight and it was a good pick. And yeah, for just going out for a couple hours or going to the beach and not getting your face wet, this would be a good fit, I think. And this one, the matte poreless, is for normal to oily skin. So I don't really get oily unless it's in my T-zone area, which I think a lot of people have that problem. But yeah, I don't really have oily skin, so this was pretty cool. It was pretty matte, but I just, of course, you know, set it with like some powder or something just to make sure it stayed in place. And I don't think I mentioned how much I got it for. I got it for $5.99 at CVS. Like I said, this was a while ago. So I don't know if it's still that price, but of course you can check online or just go to your local drugstore or wherever you want to get it from. Next, I have the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. And this foundation's been getting a lot of hype. Like a lot of girls that I know use this or have tried it out. And for the most part, they like it. So like I said, I like full coverage and I like matte. Like matte is my thing. Luminous is okay, but if it's not already luminous, then I don't want to have to add anything in to make my face glow and sparkle, like besides highlight. Like that's it. So matte is my best friend. So this L'Oreal Infallible Foundation cost me like $12 at Target, I believe. And this is not my shade, but this is the shade 109 Classic Tan. It's maybe like a shade or two darker than my skin. But a lot of girls that I know, and I've tried it also, I've mixed, it doesn't have to be Fit Me, but I've mixed like a lighter, because this is a lighter shade, it's not my exact color either. I've mixed Fit Me with the Infallible, mix them together, and I get a perfect combination of foundation, and it matches my skin well. Opposed to me using one or the other and kind of being off a shade or two. It worked mixing this with a more liquid base, less matte, less dry, because this is kind of dry foundation to make one perfect foundation. So my pro for this would be full coverage and it's matte, which I love, but also at the same time a con for me would be like the MAC foundation. This one, being that it's super matte, it's kind of dry, like it leaves my skin with like a stiff type of feel. I don't know, I don't like it, but I like the way it looks. So if I use this, I would tend to mix it with something a little more lightweight. Next, I have the 24 Hours Revlon Colorstay Foundation. And I know you can't really see the words because they're in white, but bear with me. So the Revlon Colorstay Foundation. And this I got also from CVS. And it was between $14 and $15. So even though these are drugstore foundations, they're still kind of pricey in my opinion. If I had the choice, I'd pay like $10 for a foundation. If it was good quality, of course. But I wouldn't want to pay $15 on foundation. I don't know why I did, but So a pro I have for this foundation would be that it's creamy. I mean, I guess I could say that it's liquid, but it's more of like a mixture of like cream and liquid together, which I like. Like, it's not bad. It's not too thick and it's not too loose. And it has nice coverage. I would say medium. I wouldn't say medium to full. I don't know. It's medium coverage for me, but I liked it. The only thing that I did not like, my con for this foundation, would be that it leaves like an ashy look. Like, the finished look for me, I've used this a couple times. This is not my shade, of course, but I've used it a couple times, and it's just like left my face like looking ashy. I don't know why. It didn't work for me. I don't know if I still didn't have the right shade or what, but I didn't really like that. So, and this shade, I believe, is, if I can find it. Oh, heads up. The shade is on the front, not on the back. This is 360 Golden Caramel. So, and that's the Revlon Colorstay 24-hour foundation, because I think Revlon has like a couple Colorstay foundations. Last but not least is one of my favorite cream foundation by far, the Black Opal Cream Foundation Stick. I don't know if you guys have heard of Black Opal, but I looked them up a while back because I was looking for a foundation that had full coverage and wasn't liquid. I wanted to try out a cream, but in stores I couldn't really find a cream that I was content with that had a shade dark enough for me, where I didn't have to mix two foundations that aren't my shade together to make the perfect fit. So I looked up Black Opal and I went to the website. This foundation stick cost me like $9.95 plus shipping and handling, so it wasn't that bad. And it's a drugstore foundation. I would consider it, put in that category. So once you open it, I've depotted these foundations previously, so they're a little nasty, but what I have left of it is right there. So you just screw them up, and if you're the only one using it and you like to just put it all over your face, then it's really easy to use. So my pro for this is it's clean, simple to use, and they do cater to women of color. They have a lot of different shades, and now I think that they added like some lighter shades, so even lighter than the shades that they had beforehand when I used to shop on there. I haven't been on there in a while, but I know that they have a variety of shades, which is why I went to the website in the first place. But a con for me would be, this is the shade Truly Topaz, and I have another one in the shade Champagne Beige, which I think is the lightest one that I bought. I bought like 9, and I think this is the lightest one. So I mix Champagne Beige and Truly Topaz together to get my perfect match. Only because just using the Truly Topaz by itself, it's not a shade darker, but it is kind of like a hint too dark. Like, it doesn't really blend well into my neck area, and I just feel like it's darker than my face is naturally. So I just kind of, and this one, I showed you the Truly Topaz. This one is really light. Like, not pale, but kind of pale. So I just mix both of those to get my perfect, what I feel is a perfect color for me. But I will say that these are really popular. They're really just easy to carry around. They're a cream, and what I will say, another con for me, like, I like cream foundations, but what I've experienced with these in particular is once you get to like swirling on your face, and then you take like a damn beauty blender or whatever you want to, just a kabuki brush to buff it in. Once I do that and I let it sit and try to oxidize it and all of that, it doesn't really settle into your skin as much as a liquid foundation would. And I'm okay with that, but at the same time, it's like when I go to set my face with like a powder, translucent powder or something, after I set it and then I leave it alone for a little bit, it's still not settled enough to where I can like touch my face and it not rub off on my hand. Like, there's been instances where I've like touched my face after applying the Black Opal foundation, and it's just kind of like left some residue on my fingertips, which is not okay for me. Like, I don't want to be able to touch my face and all my makeup's on my hand, you know? So that was another con. But besides that, I mean, they're pretty good as long as you just know how to set them properly. And yeah, and I reviewed each one of my 7 foundations. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, this is the NARS foundation that I have on today. But if you'd like to see me review a specific foundation that I've reviewed today, just comment and let me know below. And I'd be happy to do it for you. I'd get the shade. I probably have them in my kit. I just didn't take them out. I just chose the first ones I could get my hands on. But I'd be happy to review any of those for you. If you weren't able to catch the colors that I gave out in this video, I will be listing all the additional information and everything that I said. I'll reiterate in the description box below for you guys, just so if you want to like write it down or just keep it for yourself, I'll have that for you too. And if you'd like to see, I know I didn't really touch on any type of look or my makeup for the day, but I did kind of, you know, do something to my face just to go to class and come back and make a video for you guys. So if you'd like to see details on this, I know you can't really see it that well on this look, or as you can see, I have my natural hair out finally. I'm going to start doing some hair tutorials for you natural girls, like some twist outs and braid outs and stuff. So if you'd like to see anything on my hair or how I got my hair to look like this today, or my look that I have, this little glittery thing that I'm feeling a lot actually today, then just also comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and thank you for watching.